Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily go get 'em is number 348 for September 16th, 2015. Yo, messing around with Lovey. Yo, today I want to talk about the things that you do to try to get close to a new love, or somebody that's close to you, somebody that you care about. What I really mean is, like, how far do you go to try to fit in, or to try to learn to appreciate the things that somebody in your life does, or that they're involved in. For example, if you have a new love in your life, or a new love interest, somebody that you're really trying to get to know, somebody that you're really digging, and you're trying to get closer to them, like, do you try to take an interest in the things that they are interested in? You know what I mean? Do you try to make their friends your friends? Do you try to ingratiate yourself with their family the same way as you would your own? You know what I mean? And do you expect the same? It could be a slippery slope, because sometimes we might feel like, because we're individuals or whatever, and because we've done things in our lives that are worthy of respect, maybe if we're immature, or I don't want to say immature, but let's say undeveloped, like, because when you're undeveloped, that means that you still have some more developing to do. It means that you have some things to learn. Immaturity kind of connotes that you're not grown, and we don't want to get into that. But you may feel like other people should gravitate towards you. They should get on your bandwagon. They should try to ingratiate themselves to you, instead of you having to do it the other way. But I don't think that you can deny that when somebody is special to you, when you're trying to get to know somebody, you're trying to get close to them, of course you're going to try to do some of the things that they like. You're going to try to find some type of compatibility between the two of you. Or you could look at it as a learning experience, like, well, she's into this. Let's say I'm from a man's standpoint, man's point of view. Like, if I meet a new woman and she likes some things that I think I can get into, of course it would behoove me to get into that. Like, maybe she likes to read more instead of watching TV or going to the movies. I could probably get into that. Or maybe she's into arts and crafts or something like that. I could probably get into that. Maybe she likes the arts, like ballet or opera or something like that. Things that I'm not really used to, you know what I'm saying? But maybe I'll try that out. Maybe she likes foreign films and really get something out of that, or anime, whatever it is. Maybe I'll try to show an interest in some of the things that she likes. Or maybe if she hangs around with people that are different than I'm used to being around, like somebody who has some cultural differences. Let's say that they're black people, but they're not black people from the United States. Let's say they're African. Not that I'm not used to being around Africa, but maybe they're African. Not all Africans are cut from the same cloth. So maybe they're Africans who are of a different culture than the Africans that I've been around before. So maybe they eat things a little bit different. Maybe their customs are a little bit different. Maybe the way that they present themselves are a little bit, a little bit different. Would I try to be a part of that, or would I be standoffish? Like, like, they kind of bougie, they kind of stuck up. I ain't really feeling that. Now, depending on my personal feelings about them, then I might try to really get close to them on the strength of her, if these are her people. Or I might feel like, listen, evidently this is going to be a situation where it's me and you against the world, because I'm not feeling those type of people that you're around, and I'm really hoping that you're not like them, because I like you. But if you're giving me the prerequisite to what you're going to be, and what you're going to be is like that, I'm not really feeling it. So you never know. So on the flip side of that, like, a lot of women probably experience this. Trying to get close to your man. You got a new dude in your life, in your life, I should say, and maybe he's a very interesting dude. So you try to get into the things that he's into, and maybe he might be into some things that you never really thought of before. Like perhaps he's into not just gambling, but like horse racing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he goes out to the track, and you might be thinking, hey, yo, that's pretty cool. I've never been out to the track before. I'll go out to the track. You know what I'm saying? So you might get into something like that, or or not, or perhaps he's into maybe he's into fine literature or something like that, or he could just be a straight ghetto bunny. You know what I'm saying? Or some old crazy stuff. But you would probably figure that out, early in the game if that was the case. So I don't think we have to go there. But nonetheless, when it really all comes down to it, trying to fit into the mold of what somebody else is doing sometimes can be a little taxing on your own emotions, because you might be feeling like, Dad, how come I have to try so hard to get into the things that you're getting into, but you don't reciprocate? You don't try to show an interest in anything that I do. Maybe you have an interesting job or something like that, and or a job that takes a lot of emotional energy out of you, and maybe you need to talk about that sometimes, and maybe he don't want to hear it. Let's say, for example, you're a prison guard, you're a CO, so you're used to seeing a lot of negativity on a day-to-day basis. You might need to express yourself about the way you feel about that, because that's a very emotionally taxing job and dangerous, physically. So maybe well, what I know about prison guards, and this is just an example, is they normally hang out with each other a lot. They have a strong camaraderie. So maybe you need to go to functions where she would go, or something like that, and deal with those types of people. And they might be cool. You might dig them, or you might feel like, actually, it's nothing but a bunch of cops. You never know. But, I think that when you're dealing with somebody, you probably have to show a little interest in some of the things that they do, especially if you want them to show some interest in the things that you do. You know what I mean? Shorty could be into crocheting or something like that. She might be an artist, or dude may I don't know, he may be deep into history or something, but not like Black history or something like that. Maybe he's into into world history or something like that. So he knows a lot about the development of civilizations, medieval stuff, Baroque era, whatever. You never know. You know what I mean? But I think it's always a good idea to expand your horizons, as long as somebody's not taking you into something that's going to be dangerous for you, or something that really goes against your principles, or your moral code, your values and stuff. I think we owe it to ourselves. Where it really becomes tough is when it comes to the in-laws, and this is before you even get married. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get close to somebody's friends and be friends with them is one thing, but you have the choice about whether you choose to do that or not. When it comes to family, you have to think a little bit farther, because they're going to be there. The farther you go in, the more closer that you're going to get to them. So I think we probably all seen a scenario where somebody's come into our lives and they try to get close to our family a little bit too soon. And some family members, depending on the family that you're from, might take unfair advantage of that. Talk shit behind somebody's back, but they'll accept all the presents that are given to them. But on the low, they talking bad about him, like, yeah, he always trying to buy his way into somebody's life, but they accepting the money and the presents and gifts and all that kind of stuff. So people ain't always on the level. So if you're trying to get in that way, that can be emotionally taxing, because these people don't really dig you like that, but they'll allow you to, they'll tap into your pockets. You know what I'm saying? Come up with emergencies and things like that, because they need stuff. It's crazy, but think about that for a minute. How far would you go, or how far do you go? How far have you gone in order to get close to somebody that you're dealing with, and how important is that to you? Do you normally try to employ the me and you against the world mentality when it comes to the person that you really digging, or do you say, listen, whatever you a part of, I'm a part of, and we gonna do this? You know what I mean? Whatever you are part of, I'm gonna do my best to make it better for you and for us, and make that experience an experience of a lifetime, something that we'll always cherish. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes, and it's not even just, it's not always just, um, it's not always just um, a love interest that we have to do this for. We have to do this for our kids too. As our kids start to show interest in extracurricular activities, we might have to, you know, get closer to things that we probably didn't grow up having an interest in. Let's say if you have have a child who likes soccer or field hockey or something like that, and they have an opportunity to become good in that because they go to a school that offers those types of sports, and maybe they can get a scholarship from that. You're probably going to try to get closer to that situation, even though, you know, around the world, like soccer, which is called football everywhere around the world, maybe for people who weren't born in the United States, or people who were born in, or for people who were born in the United States who understand that, it's not going to be a big deal. But for somebody that's used to just the four major sports, like you know, football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, you know, like you talking about soccer, like, or volleyball, or like I said, field hockey, or maybe even hockey itself. You know what I'm saying? Or lacrosse. Anyway, for our kids, of course, we're going to make those adjustments where it's necessary in order to make sure that whatever they are part of, and if they begin to excel in those things, we're going to try to get into it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be sports. That's just an example. They may be in the math or science or something else in the educational field, and we might have to get close to that. Like, I have a baby girl. She really likes bugs. She likes animals and bugs. You know, so potentially, they're you know, you never know what the future might hold. She might had a veterinary career ahead of, you never know. But she's also very, you know, athletic and whatever, and like has these contortionist type of ability. So you sort of balance between some different things, you know. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And yo, it's always good to expand your mind, to learn new things and experience new things, even if those new things aren't the things that you're going to want to be a part of for the long term. It's never anything wrong with doing something special for a person and trying to get close to their situation in order to build a bond between the two of you. So there's nothing to be ashamed of there. You know what I mean? Go for that and represent that. Don't forget about Saturday. Saturday we represent hard. Going out there and exercising. It's going to be hot. Saturday, the 19th, 10 a.m., Rittenhouse Street, Wissahickon Avenue. Make sure y'all come through. You know, we doing jumping jacks, squats, push-ups, sit-ups, floor exercises. We running in place. We had a ball last time. We're going to do it again. We going to drop these pounds. It ain't no joke. Yo, y'all have a good night. Peace. Crazy ass animal.